Okay, hi there boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. And so we're here with TipTop EU Open Scrims, Lobby 8. Got a lot of good players, a lot of good teams in the match tonight. Our first match is on Erangel, and as always, I'm joined by my good buddy and general better part of the commentary team, DH Jammy. How are you doing tonight, Jammy?
Yeah, thanks for the praise. I appreciate that, man. I'm looking forward to it.
That's
Another
all
good
right.
night of gaming.
I'm just making up for all the mean things I'm going to say about you later, dude.
Oh, that's fine. You're getting the compliments in early. I like it.
Absolutely, mate. You know, it's class act here at Vibes 177 Gaming.
Yep. I'm the class. You're the act. There we are.
There we go.
So we've got, what have we got? 79 players in the lobby. A few teams we've seen before. A team like PDX, BB. We've got CN1. We've got Team Big, Gen. So there's a few that we know a little bit. We've seen them a few times, and there's quite a few that we haven't seen before as well.
Okay, so there's the plane. We're on Erangel, as we've already said, and there's our flight line.
So off centre, slightly west, going from south to north. So ferry pier up to shooting range. Most areas in range, they're going to have to rotate with the vehicle if they're going to get to Yashnaya, Milta, and some of the more easterly drop points.
Nice to see we've got quite a few people in the stream chat already. That's what we always want to see. Hello to some of the guys from Team Big EU. We did a couple of events for over the course of last week. Great bunch of guys.
Yeah, nice to see them supporting the channel as well.
Absolutely fantastic. Yep.
What have we got? So we've got two that have jumped over to Millie Base. We've got BB jumping to the south of Millie Base, and CM1 Team 14 jumping to the north of Millie Base there. No one jumping west. No one jumping Primorsk or Quarry area. We've got a few that are going towards Pachinki. We're going to have them spread out towards Rozhok School, and probably a few going west towards Hostel George Pole.
Yeah, looks like we've got a couple going south down Mill Base Island, but it's looking very busy around the central part of the map around Rozhok, Jamie.
Absolutely, and what we see is Team 24 have split here towards the south. We've got one going to the north of Millie Base Bridge, probably getting a vehicle, doing a bit of looting if you can. But yeah, at least 3 teams up in Rozhok. Should be nice and busy up there.
Okay, so we are on the ground. We've got team 21 next to Team 13, so that is Vixard, great name, and the guys from GC who we have covered before.
Yep, and we see that D4 Shooter has already taken down AG Scar as well. I don't know whereabouts that is, but that's not only a knock, but that's the Thirst as well. That's a very early kill.
Yep, and looks like these guys from GC and VK, not too far away at all from each other here.
No, and we've got we've got one player that's looks, I think he's getting a vehicle just down the road, and we've not got another one that's taken the slightly higher ground as well, up by the warehouse. Okay,
so a couple of teams staking early territory in Rozhok. We'll have to see. It's normally a pretty good place to get quick loot and rotate, so we'll have to see if anybody fancies staying around this one, whether they're going to fight it out. We'll just have a quick look at our map, see how people have situated themselves, and there's our circle. And actually, that's not too bad a circle for a lot of the people who've based on their jump locations, Jamie.
No, so it was a slightly western flight line, and we've got a fairly western first zone. So there's only a few people out of zone, but they're not that far. It'll be interesting to see if Team 14 and 11, whether they rotate to the west of Millie Base Island or if they take the eastern bridge, and maybe a bit of gatekeeping. I'm sure they'll know, because I think we've seen those two guys fight before. Team 11, so BB and CM1. We've seen them before going at it on the Nove crates.
Here we are with squad number 17.
It's over in Yasnaya, and
that is squad 17. That is line squad, and they're not too far away from K12 Kurd squad.
Yeah, and looks like Bingo there from Team 17 from LS. Very close up by the rest. Maybe trying to gather information, but it may be that actually he wants to get away from there. He's a little bit close for comfort and a little bit isolated. So coming back towards his teammates now. Using the apartments
does
there.
look
I'd imagine
like,
they'll try and use the height.
Does look like the guys from K12 though might be wanting to come forward on this one.
Yeah, it looks like they're aware of where the players are, coming in with an aggressive push here.
So
leaving a little landmine there.
Yep. Leaving
Leaving
the old trail of nades up the stairs. Gets a helmet,
Yep.
do a bit of parkour off the roof in the window. Great work.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Just to get out of that building. We've got the teammate coming in with the vehicle as well. So we've got all 4 teammates close enough to be able to offer support here. But Bingo has been taken out. I think, Ice Storm here hasn't got a helmet yet. So that's why there. He's got a level 1 at least. In fact, no, doesn't pick it up. He's going commando, going without a helmet.
I would say that is risky.
That's very risky. I mean, I know a level 1 doesn't give a huge amount of protection, but if you've got an aggressive squad pushing you, you'd want something at least.
And some rounds going in now towards these guys.
Yeah, so we've got Ninja and Ice Storm in the same building here.
So we're here with Ice Storm from LS, and here we are getting up close and personal with Ninja, but Ninja does the business and gets the knock and the third, so that's 2 guys from LS down. There's 1 being knocked and getting raised up by his teammate, but you've got to imagine the guys from K12, they're going to push into this pretty aggressively, I'd imagine.
Yep, they know there's only 2 left now. One's healing. They can push pretty aggressive. They could afford to take the knock as well, so they can come in with numbers. I made a mistake. He did have a level 2 helmet. What he didn't have was the vest.
And yeah, pretty much ruthless push there by K12. We know them to be an aggressive team, good gunfighters, and that's 4 early kills for these guys. Well played indeed.
Yep, that was that was an aggressive push, a good team push as well. It wasn't one at a time. They coordinated it well, and they made sure they made it count.
Okay, we're back here with VIK. Now, I think we've definitely got some gunfighting going on here with these guys. And, yeah.
Yep. Well.
So, Not Nans. Great name, I love that. GC, Not Nans. Only one of his team up and running at this moment, and still got elements of Squad 21 VIK and elements of Squad 7, which is O2 Glory. Not too far away from this one.
Yeah, trapped between 2 squads here, and that's difficult because the other 2 squads have also got the height as well. So they're looking down onto Not Nans at the moment. He may not. I don't even know if any shots have come in from Team 7 or whether they've just been watching. We'll have to see. In fact,
it could be interesting because it could be sometimes, as we've seen before, when you've got a lone member and another team starts coming in for the third party, that's the opportunity for the lone member to get away. So we'll have to see that. Yep, they've got, so that's our situation. We've got a 2-2 split going on from squad number 7. Not Nans isolated in the building. Looks like potential rotation happening from one of the guys from Glory there, looking to get a better position.
Yeah, and what might help Not Nans here is, like you said, if Team 7 and Team 21 start taking lumps out of each other, they may get distracted enough for him to get away.
The floating Scarel, often seen on Erangel these days.
And it looks like that's not going to happen because Team 13 are coming in for the compound crash here.
So in goes a nade through the door.
Yeah, another little landmine down the stairs as well.
Another one going down the stairs. You have to say, though...
Marley coming up. Shutting the door to protect himself from some nades coming from the high level. But the door's blown.
So doing absolutely everything that you can to avoid this aggressive push, but putting off the inevitable, I feel, somewhat.
Yeah, but look at Team 21 on the mini-map. They're lining up against the street. They want a piece of this.
There we go, and that's that fight concluded, but let's have a look at what our friends from VIK are about to pull off here.
Yep, so they're coming in for the push now.
Yep, they've gone for a double flank. So the guys who pushed aggressively, squad number 7, they're now going to find themselves under much the same treatment. They've already lost one member.
So as much as it was a solo defending, they did take a little bit of damage. And so Team 21 coming in to try and push that advantage. But Team 7, they've got the knock on Tempura.
So not going all their own way here for Team Vic.
No, they've got a knock each here by the looks of it.
Pretty even gunfight so far for these guys. This might be vital. Looking for the sneaky through the window shot.
Excellent work. He's got to watch out for the player up on the hillside if he's still there.
Might get the opportunity to quickly get the res on his teammate here. We'll see if this comes off. The moment Pika here is the only member of his team up. And there we go. Had to break the res off. Gets into a gunfight. Switches out his weapons.
Switches to the VSS here.
That's not a great one for close quarters fighting.
No, but everyone's so low on health. Just a couple of rounds in would make all the difference here. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to get the res on. He had to break it off to try and defend with the Uzi there.
So has managed to get his meds in. Now, I imagine the guys from Squad 7 are getting the res on their knocked teammate. And they've got 2 knocked teammates, in fact. Now, Monad
has given some great information back to his team.
Monad managed to get the res on his teammate, but he's been knocked. So this is going back and forth between these 2 squads. Down comes the nade.
Oh, bounced off the wall there.
Oh, no. Flashbang. And ultimately, the guys from VOK take it. So the guys from 7 doing a great job in pushing earlier, but the guys from VOK take it. But my word, was that a costly gunfight. Only Pika is going to be walking out of that one. So 12 people went into that compound, only one of them's getting out.
Yeah, a very costly push there. Came out with the 16 kills, but yeah, costly coming out with 1 player.
Okay, let's go down. Here we are with Gen Esports. And who's this? Bad Boys, team number 11. And slow motion getting knocked there.
Yeah, a little bit of thunder and rendering in.
And Caps from Team Gen getting the knock on. We've got Valentine from Bad Boys just the other side of the wall there.
Yeah, repaying the favour. I get the feeling there's going to be Nate. Oh, here comes. Was that a Molly, I think? Yep.
And Caps was the only member of the team still up and running. Valentine doing the business there. Gets the clear. And the guys from Bad Boys should be able to get their knocked teammate up. That's 4 kills. And they'll be going out of here as a 4. We're in phase 2 of the game.
Yep, so they came from Millie Base Island as well, so they're pretty well kitted. And what we see now as the second zone comes in, we've got CN1, GC, and I can't remember who the team was. That they're all starting to rotate towards centre zone, which is roughly around the Pachinki area.
So here we are with Fireboy from Team Big. They're getting into it with squad number 12, and we've got remnants of squad number 9, I think, not too far away from this one.
Yep. So we've got, and we've got a player from Team 15. They're trying to flank, I think.
That's squad 12, that's Triple G. Fireboy looking to get the nade either through the window or up on the roof, but he's taking some rounds from the flank here. Manages to get in without taking too much damage.
Yeah, that was, he had to time that perfectly. He couldn't stay out too long, but any shorter and he wouldn't have been able to get the nade up there.
Now Danny Boy from Big has been knocked. Now I haven't got his precise look. There he is. Now he hasn't got long, especially with this blue pushing. Only phase number 2, but that blue might be taking Danny Boy out if Fireboy can't clear this fight quickly.
Yeah, Fireboy trying to take out small chunks at a time rather than going up there and empty a whole clip. But Danny Boy's been taken out by the zone there.
I don't think he likes the interior design here. He put all those in the wall. No, we don't fire, boys. Good gunfire. So he's just pre-firing, making sure nobody's coming down for the quick prod down the stairs.
Absolutely. Team 12 have got another player coming in for support, though.
Let's check out Anubis here. Now he's giving long range cover with the DP.
Fireball and Anubis left.
With the DP-28.
Yeah, it's a good idea to get that longer range support, but is he too far away to offer real support if this turns into a firefight?
And that's Fireboy knocked, and yeah, exactly what you were saying there. So Anubis doesn't really have much choice but to look to rotate out of this one. So unfortunately, although doing well initially, the guys from Big picked up 5 kills. Anubis is going to be running the rest of this game as a solo, and we're coming towards the end of phase number 2 of play. We'll just see where the circle's going to break, and we're around Pachinki. So that's a very interesting one, Jamie. We've got quite a bit of separation now with the teams that are left. We're down at 38 players left alive, 13 teams, and people have got a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, but if you look at Bad Boys and CM1, 14 and 11 down in the south of the zone, they started off on Millie Base Island. They've been following each other around. So we're probably going to get some contact from them soon. But the teams that made that early rotation, it's paid off for them because they're in the next zone. And we've got the regular emulator freeze.
Oh, there we go. Lovely. Emulator freeze. Thank you.
It's unfortunately for anyone who doesn't use an emulator, it is a very regular occurrence. Since the last updates, it just seems to happen pretty much every evening that we stream. These scrims, it happens.
So I'm hoping that we can actually get this back. It normally only takes a minute or two and we're back in. Thankfully, it didn't look like there was anybody pushing at that moment in time, so hopefully we'll be back with you very shortly.
I saw a flicker there. We'll sure it'll come up in a moment.
Oh, this is looking a bit nasty. Don't like the look at this.
Yep, it'll come back, I'm sure. Give it a minute or two, and I'm sure it'll come back.
Not liking the look of this. Oh, come on.
So, just to recap then, we're in phase 3. It's centered just to the east of Pachinki. Most of the teams are to the west of Pachinki and going to have to rotate in. But we did have 3 or 4 teams that were already in zone, thanks to early rotations, including, as we see on the frozen screen here, CM1 Team 14 and Bad Boys Team 11, who both started off over on Millie Base Island and managed to rotate to the mainland.
No, this is actually looking pretty bad. This could be a complete and utter freeze.
Well, we'll have to, fingers crossed it won't be. I'm sure at some point we'll get, there we go, it's starting to flicker now. There we go.
Okay, so, right, we lost 1 player during that whole lot, so thankfully not too drastic.
No, so we see Team 8 K12, Team 11 Bad Boys, Team 14 CM1, all starting to rotate towards centre zone.
Where's Nova?
That's what I'm looking for as well. I've got them listed as Team 6, but I don't see them there anywhere. Is that them getting involved with Team 23? I think it is actually, yep, so here we go. So Team Nova getting involved with Team 23 here.
No, it's free.
In fact, Nova have taken out Team 23. That's them finished, and we've got, I think that's 4 kills for Nova now.
Yeah.
Certainly 1 for Fury.
All right, I'm hoping, because that glitch during that, I was trying to get into Nova there, it wouldn't let me in, so I'm hoping that this glitch has resolved itself, and hopefully we can catch the rest of the game. We're down to 34 players left alive, 11 teams left And there's our situation. We're going slightly to the east of Pochinki now, between Pochinki and School. So some of these teams have a little bit of way to go. Team Nova, who we've just been following, they're not too far away actually. The guys are Bad Boys. They've managed to get themselves prime location, not too far away from that airdrop there.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, we see just further out of zone, coming in from Watertown, Team 18, iRush, actually coming in behind these guys, fairly far away actually. So all the teams starting to rotate in now. We hear some shots going in. I wonder if that's towards Team 11, Bad Boys. So, as we had a request on the chat on YouTube there, if anyone does have a request and we can feature some, we will. We'll try and feature the teams that are fighting. But if you've got a particular request or you want to shout, just shout out those team names.
Okay, so it looks like we've got a bit of a gunfight going on between 3 separate squads here. So Team Nova, who just
stuck in the middle.
Team Nova, who just rotated in, coming under fire from a couple of different areas there.
So they're under fire from Team 11, Team 8. So 6 kills now for Team 6 Nova, not just the 4. But they're fighting Bad Boys up on the hill and Team 8 further towards centre zone. So Team 11 with good position. They're edge of zone. They're not in centre zone, but they are edge of zone. And they've got the high ground. Team 6, Team 8 both got the hard cover though. It's quite a small zone. We've still got 10 teams, 31 players.
And now we've got a crash coming in from, is that 18, I think?
Yep, coming in right in front of Bad Boys here.
And that was a bad place to stop. So duck from Bad Boys, putting in the rounds here. Great control burst of fire, took some damage for it. But he's managed to clear him up, so that's 5 kills now. And I think there were other people firing at these guys as well, driving straight through the centre of about 3 squads there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good place. Without everyone else being there, it would have been a good place because you've got the tree, you've got the rock, relative hard cover. Unfortunately, what happened is they landed right in the middle of a gunfight.
It looks like we've got elements of squad number 25 trying to rotate in late.
AG.
Let's check out our friends.
Angels.
And we've still got a number of teams fighting this out in the south.
So here we go. All these guys fighting in the south and they're out of zone. And look at Team 6, Nova. Absolutely slap bang centre of zone. And that's Anarchy Angels taken out and they're in 8th position. Now, Team 6 Nova are centre zone, but they've only got a very small compound. You can't even call it a compound. It's sort of a small building, really. So they're going to be under a lot of pressure from the teams surrounding them.
And the guys from squad number 10 here certainly taking a lot of punishment. They're still trying to rotate in the blue late phase 5 of the game. They got into a huge gunfight. That's 1 player gone, never going to be able to get it back. The other player's coming under fire. And that's great work from squad number 24 though, but 24 themselves still have a massive amount of rotating to do at this very late stage of the game. Squad number 8 now, who were looking pretty good in their situation in zone. That hard shift north has really hurt them. That's worked out really well for Nova.
Yep, and look at 22, CM1. Over there on the west of zone, haven't really got involved in these gunfights. So Team 24, they're trying to rotate in, but they are stuck between Team 8 and 11. Bad Boys and I can't remember who Team 8 are. It's about to pop up on screen, I know. K12, of course it is. So 1 knocked, 1 low on health. That's a difficult situation there. BB have left Valentine up on the high ground. Very good strategic move, although he's now rotating in.
So the guys from CM1 TipTop over there on the flank, they're not doing too badly. The guys from squad number 8 found themselves in the middle of a lot of gunfights now. Find themselves out of circle with the blue at their back. This is going to start to hurt very soon. Blue zone going to start to push in 10 seconds.
Absolutely. So Team 6, their compound or their building is edge of zone here, but it does at least give them some protection. Team 11 still slightly higher ground, but CM1 are getting involved as well on the west of zone.
And I think we might just see if we can whack to... and the guys from Nova putting the hurt on team number 8. 8 have been waiting to go for that rotation for a long time. Nova were just waiting for it. Look at the amount of damage they put in. Beautiful knock from the moving car there. And we're probably going to get another one here. My word, yeah, Royal doing the business there. Still not finished.
And taking out Team 24 as well.
So
10 kills so far for Nova.
The guys from Nova really lighting that one up.
I mean, they are taking advantage of the cover they've got. And I think K12, I think he's about to go down to the zone. He's very, very low on health.
Yeah.
Although Nova Sonic taken out by K12. But they return fire. And we're down to our final 3 teams. Nova there with the brilliant work from the small building. Bad Boys Team 11 and CM1.
So here we have Zevi from CM1 TipTop. He's just trying to go for a slight flanking rotation here. Phase 7 of the game, we've got 35 seconds till it starts to push. The guys from Bad Boys have done a great job. Bearing in mind how much gunfighting they've been doing, just how much they've managed to keep all 4 members of their team up. But they're coming under even more pressure here again.
Absolutely, and everyone's fighting in 2 different flanks here. We've got 3.
A beautiful nade there takes down Duck. So Valentine, the only member of Bad Boys, up on his feet, coming under a huge amount of pressure from CN1 and Nova.
Yep. So difficult to get cover here because we've got 2 wide flanks that he's got to try and cover from. Nova are pushing in on Bad Boys here. I see Solo there with the Mark 14, your favourite weapon, I know.
Yeah. And
it's trying to move backwards to get over the smoke.
So we're phase 7 of the game. We've still got 3 teams. We're down to 10 players, however. More smoke's going out.
Yeah, I don't know if Team 11 have managed to revive any of their players yet.
There's virtually no cover here, so it's gonna happen. This is when you're quite when you don't regret picking up 15 smokes.
Absolutely. And I think Team 11, they've still got at least 1 player back in the fight here.
And here's the situation. So Bad Boys still got 1 on the extreme right flank of this circle. Xavi from CN1 taking some damage there. In fact, I think may well have been knocked. All 4 guys from Nova up on their feet. You have to say, so far, they've been controlling themselves really, really well since about phase 6 of the game, Nova.
Absolutely taking up the difference, getting them up cover.
Solo here. Trying to get some rounds into Valentine. Knows he's out there. Look at the zone now. Phase 6.
Yeah, knows he's out there somewhere.
There's Valentine. And there's the great knock from Solo. Great stuff. So we're down to our last 2 teams now.
Yeah, and we've got CM1 with, I think, 2 players knocked.
And yeah, there's only the 1 player left up. Putting a little bit of a hurt on. But ultimately, the push from Nova proved to be too much. And that was just some fantastic play from the guys from Nova there. They really did control it, pretty much dominated every rotation from about phase 6 of the game. And some exceptional patience to take out squad number 8 as they were coming in late for their rotation. You have to say that was a masterclass in how to manage final zone and rotation towards the end there. So Nova, they come first with, let's have a look at that. So what's that? 18 kills. Fantastic total for those guys. In second place, we have CN1 TipTop. These guys, pretty quiet game for them, actually, 2 kills. And in third place, we have the Bad Boys. And these guys pick up 5. Now, we did follow him quite a few times. I really don't think that anybody's going to beat Royal there on 11 kills, but we will check for you. 3 and 4 there, coming from a couple of guys from K12. Have a very good early part of the game, the guys from K12. Not know quite what is going on with the scrolling function today. It's not working at all well in game. Okay, and there is nothing there that's going to come close to 11. We will just scoot down just in case my counterpart from TipTop can't get screenshots. But yeah, this scrolling the scrolling function hasn't been working since we loaded it up for some reason. No idea why. Okay, so that's our situation. Just fantastic work from the guys from Nova Esports there, and yeah, you have to say, just an absolute masterclass. Anyway, boys and girls, we're going to be back very, very shortly with a bit of post-game analysis and then introduction into game number 2. So we're going to take a very short break and we'll be back in just a few moments. Bye for now. Okay, hi there, boys and girls, and welcome back. And very exciting stuff. Game number 1, Jammy. You do have to say the guys from Nova there really did exercise control over those last few phases of play.
Absolutely. I'll put it as a comment on the YouTube chat, actually, that it was great zone control. And it was exactly that. They rotated in early. They made sure they held position. Well, I say early, they had the little fight just outside Pochinki. And then they rotated from there into the compound, that small building there. They held it. It was center zone. And then as soon as they had to rotate, they did. And they took out, I think, was it K-12? They took out in the vehicles, or out of the vehicles, actually.
It was squad number 8, Cur 12, who themselves had a very good early part of the game, but that I think it was phase 6 or 7, potentially phase 7, that really shifted north of them, and instead of being on edge of zone, they were well to the south. Nova managed to hold edge of zone, and K12 just desperate to rotate in, but Nova had the drop on them, and as soon as they got into those vehicles, they just unloaded.
Yeah, K12 went for, like you say, went for a late rotation. They had the vehicles. Realistically, potentially it was one they should have made, but Nova just had them dialed in. They were just waiting for them, like you say, just waiting for them to get in the vehicles, and they just popped them out the moving vehicles as well.
I think Royal there managed to. I mean, I know both players were pretty low because of the pasting that all they'd taken from all of the guys firing in, but I think Royal managed to knock 2 from moving vehicles, which is good shooting, no matter how you want to put it.
Absolutely, whatever level you are, it still takes skill to take someone out of a moving vehicle. You would expect these guys to make a fist of it, and he did more than that. But what impressed me as well is they were centre zone for a long time, and we've seen in other scrims that isn't always the best position, because you've got everyone trying to take your position. Everyone knows where you are, and you're having to defend from multiple angles. And they didn't just defend; they were aggressive.
Yeah, it's certainly some great gun skills at the enemy. I think, what was it? 18 kills. I think 11 for Royal. It doesn't matter how you cut it at this level. You're taking 18 kills. You're doing something right.
Absolutely.
So
we saw that even I think it was Sonic that didn't come out with any kills. I'd love to see his damage stats, because it's not like he was sitting back. They were smashing people. But yeah, just getting the finish on other people's knocks. But also, all 4 of them were still alive at the end.
And still having problems with this scroll function. I have no idea what's going on. It makes it a bit of a pain when you want to flick up the player list and click on an individual player. It was actually quite a pain. I was having to do it all from the map, which is not the most accurate way of doing it when the zone is very, very small.
I was trying to take screenshots, and one minute it's not scrolling, the next it's scrolled to the bottom of the list. It's funny games with the mouse.
I've no idea I've no idea what's gone on with the scrolling ability in PUBG. So that's a weird one. I've not had that glitch before.
I know we're fans of Imperium, but you don't have to copy him with his mouse wheel going.
Oh dear, I'd be happy for even half functionality at this point. I really would. Anyway, we're very, very shortly we're going to be in the lobby for game number 2, and we're on Miramar. I mean, after the excitement at the end of Erangel, sometimes the early phases of Miramar can be a bit slow, but generally speaking, for TipTop, I don't think we've had a slow Miramar game. Generally, it tends to hot up about zone 4 and doesn't really stop.
How very dare you? Miramar's my favourite map, certainly to play on, but yeah, I agree. What you tend to get on Miramar is you get early initial engagements as people land in the main compounds and the main towns, the main looting areas. And then, yes, you often get, sort of phase 2 and 3 is when people are rotating. They're trying to establish position. They're not taking on fights necessarily. And because of the size of Miramar, they might not even be near anyone.
There's that. I think they suffer from sniper's curse. I do. I think they get themselves a long boomstick and go, well, I might as well sit here for 5 minutes. I think that's what it is.
We have seen in some of the recent scrims, we have that initial phase where maybe you get a couple of teams landing in Picado or Chumacera, but it depends on zone. because if the zone forces people to rotate, or it might create pinch points between the towns. And what you end up is, instead of everyone just going through that rotating phase, everyone's actually in a valley or on the top of a hill, all trying to get that same position.
I don't think we're too far away from the lobby now. And yeah, hopefully we're going to get a lot more exciting gameplay. Certainly an excellent, well, pretty much excellent game all round on Erangel there. Pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have a full lobby, I believe, 80 players, which is good to see. I think we were missing one or two players in game one?
Yeah, it's great to see. Fantastic on Miramar. That's going to glitch in phases. 80 players on a map the size of Miramar. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yep, it's going to give your graphics card a bit of a workout, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for that.
So here we go. And I mean, because of the size of the map, they'll have at least a primary and probably a secondary drop location as well. So it depends on the flight line here.
Okay, so we're in the plane. Let's have a look at our flight line. And ooh, interesting one.
Wow!
So starting
That's a
off,
Vikendi style.
Starting off in El Azhar, and heading down to the Los Higos prison island.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. We may well find a lot of teams going building Los Leones here, Jamie.
Absolutely. What I'd imagine is got Picardo's well in range, but San Martin's, it's just on the edge of where you can float to easily. We often see teams going up to Hacienda and San Martin. Certainly, we usually get two teams that go into Picardo, which will be interesting. Look at that. No one going north. No one heading up towards Tierra Bronca and Campo Militar. Very surprising, I have to admit, especially with that flight line. Everybody concentrating about that central flight line. Look at that.
Looks like our winners of game number one, Team Nova, they are out the plane. And looks like they've gone for a fairly quiet, well, it's
Wow.
Theoretically it'd be a quiet jump location, but there are a lot of teams around.
I think everyone's been invited to a party in Los Leones by the looks of it that we weren't invited to. We've got half the lobby there in and around Los Leones area. Everyone else, I mean, it doesn't look like anyone's jumping Prison Island. I mean, there's just, what have we got? 3 just on the mini-map, 3 different teams.
We've got elements of 3, 4... action here. We've got elements of 3 or 4 different squads right in the middle of Los Leones here.
And there we go. So Big taking out a player from IR straight away. 2 players actually knocked from IR, Team 18. And that's now 3 players knocked, I believe.
So Big looking to push early on squad number 18 here. We're here with Daddy Boy.
And with players knocked, the other teams just know that they can risk a push because no one, including them, will have excellent loot.
And we're here with Anubis, and he's looking to get this last knock, and I think he's got a quick look on him there.
Yeah, spotted, getting the different angle.
There we go. So that's the 3 kills
taken out.
So that's the 3 kills very quickly established for Team Big there. Okay, I don't think we're going to get much rest from Los Leones for a little while though. Okay, we've got VIK not too far away. We've got team number 24 Cherrick not too far away as well.
So yeah, we've got players here. I mean, with all the gunfire, we've got some teams trying to establish a position, maybe trying to get a bit of height so they can look and see where the other teams are. They saw that they all landed in the same area, but they're just trying to establish exactly where they are. But equally, they don't want to peek the building because with so many teams in such a small area, there are so many different angles you've got to watch out for.
I've been playing this game a little while now, Jamie. They're going to fill building Los Leones or what?
No.
Every time I come here, there's clothes.
Yeah, no, honestly, it will be finished next year.
Okay, no worries.
Honestly, I promise you.
The map's been updated. They're still building them. Okay, so we've got a lot of teams around here, but I mean that is I mean, one of the things I used to say was, to a certain extent, especially in scrims, I never did see a problem with jumping Los Leones because it is so huge. Even if you do find yourself in early contact, if you can get out of that early contact, you can rotate through so many different buildings. It is possible to actually get well consolidated here, even though you're surrounded by teams.
Absolutely, yeah. And like you said, there are enough buildings, and also, you watch where someone else is flying in, and we see the first early zone over roughly where the flight path was. So most teams, apart from maybe a few down in the far southwest, very easy rotation for them if they need to rotate at all.
Okay, it looks like the guys from Big coming under a little bit of fire from the guys from VIK here.
Yeah, and they will know roughly where they are. They'll be putting out good information. They'll have some loot. They've probably got some half-decent scopes and that now. And also they've established a nice little spread there. Both teams have, actually. It looks like VIK have a slightly more aggressive spread. Team Big, a slightly more defensive one, slightly more closed in together.
Right, let's have a quick look at our friends from Nova here. They're coming through the red zone.
Yep, very risky move when you're in a vehicle. It's not a regular occurrence, but it does happen that you can get hit by the bombs in the red zone. So here we are with Team 22, Team 12. So we've got GGG and CM1 from our host TipTop.
And few rounds going into the guys from CN1 there. Starting to have a look around this corner now.
Yep, so they're slightly spread out.
And yeah, that's a great knock established, but the rest of the guys from CN1 coming around to try and prevent the thirst, which I think they have managed to prevent the thirst.
Yeah, managed to just get in the building quick enough. And he's protected now while the others, Zay and the others, come round and get the res on. But one of Triple G here has been knocked as well. I think, no, he's just low on health, sorry.
And one of the guys from TipTop there certainly low in health.
He's in the building. I'm not sure if they know that he's in there. Maybe they thought he was round by the wall, by the looks of it.
And not CQ. He's been low health for a little while now. I'm not certain if he's got any meds. But I mean, I would say probably not if he's not medded up by now.
Possibly, but it may be that he's trying to be sneaky. I reckon Triple G there thought maybe he was round by the wall.
No, he's got an empty backpack, this poor fella.
Oh dear. And I think they might have heard him. I think they might be coming in for the push. He needs his teammates to come and give him some help here.
They've definitely heard the door.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if CM1 have got... if Triple G have got any nades or anything, or a molly they could put up there. But it'd be worth putting a speculative one up, I think. Although, are they... Oh, up on the hillside as well, so they've got the angle as well, so he really can't peek. I mean, he's doing a good job probably giving information to the rest of his team. Well,
we'll have to see. I mean, they're playing it patient. I mean, if he's safe for the time being, he's safe, but he's very vulnerable if they decide to go for a very fast push. I don't think his teammates will be able to get to him in time.
No, but if you look at the 3 players from Team 12 have actually gone up the hill slightly, so they're not as close as they were for the push. But Zay, we see, hasn't got any meds either. Now, they're not far from zone, but obviously they can't rotate in while they're being watched over by Team 12.
Okay, we'll just may well have a quick look around the map here because we've got a couple of teams potentially not too far away from each other. Can't see anything lighting up as contact yet, though.
Not yet, but as you say, we've got a lot of teams who are fairly close to each other. Maybe a slightly more cagey start than we saw in Los Leones. Now we see a player from Team 12 has actually rotated up the hill in the vehicle, away from this fight. And he's rotating round to the roadside, He's going to try and do a wide rotation there and just come up behind the other team. They need to stop him doing that.
Well, it's certainly some rounds going out, so I think they've pretty much noticed that one. He's back inside the building now. He has got this wide flanking position. Not a lot of cover to work with, though.
No, but it got the slight berm there before you get to the road. That might just be enough to cover. But what it also does is, if they do go for a push, and it might be preparation for a push here, that he can put in some supporting fire from a different angle so that Team 22 have to spread their fire out.
We're here still with not CQ, still not managed to med up. I think we managed to maybe find a bandage. He got a little bit in, I think, but not a lot.
No. So Team 22, defending, but the Blues coming in, and they're going to be in trouble here. They're going to have to start rotating or thinking about rotating out, but they can't do it while they're pinned down by Team 12. And the fact that Team 12 have now got that extra angle with that wide rotation can make a huge difference here.
Okay, we've gone slightly down to the south here because we're here with some of the guys from Delta Force, and it looks like they're getting into it with Bad Boys.
Yep, and D4 Shane, they're taking out one of CN1, Team 14, by the looks of it. So I think we've got 3 teams getting involved here. Yeah, so 23, 14, and 11. So CM1 and Bad Boys are in it together, or near again. They obviously have very similar playing styles or drop locations. They seem to get involved quite often.
So Duck from Bad Boys taking a bit of damage there, looking to rotate away.
It looks like Triple G there getting some knocks onto CM1 now.
Where was that?
Out in the west, out in the blue in the west.
I'm not getting...
Far west. No, it's off your map. I think they're in trouble here in the blues. I think there's... yeah, it's going to be Eaton. It's only zone phase 1, but it's going to be eating their health. It doesn't help that they're taking chunks out of each other as well.
And went out for the thirst, but there was a teammate there getting the res on, and that's Cause taken out there. So there's only one member of CM1 TipTop up.
Yeah, who's also low on health himself. So neither team's going to come out of this in a strong position. They'll have a couple of kills, but it's not a great position for them to be in, either team.
No, yeah, I've often questioned the wisdom of staying out this long, this far away from circling the blue, just trying to settle a fight. It's just not worth it. Either settle the fight or rotate away.
Absolutely. I think the fact they were able to take a vehicle so one of them could rotate, perhaps a couple could, and actually even taken that vehicle and got out. I think this might be a fight where no one wins. So we have got a 2v1 here.
Yeah, and ultimately they settled it in the end. Took quite a while, and these guys have got a very long way to rotate now.
Absolutely, and they're going to try and loot the boxes, but there's nothing there. No one had any meds.
Okay, here we are with the guys from Jenny Sports. They're not too far away from squad number 21, our friends from BIK, and there's also, I think, some guys from Team Big out there. Yep.
Yep, so, and again, we've got 3 squads in close proximity. So it sounds like someone's got the SLR there. Pika taken down.
And Tempura going for a very fast rotation there, but taking a few rounds. Looking to get the nade over the top here. And I think that's going to be overcooked. Some people, I think, still are struggling with the new mechanic on the nades.
Yeah. You can throw them a hell of a distance now.
Yeah, and
I think I saw a video where you're looking at minimum 75 meters is easily reachable. But, that one connected a bit, not quite as much as Miraku would have wanted, but it's at least he's got a good eye on it. But Tempura now has just seen Miraku rotating round to the side. So Pika's been revived. These guys trying to put some long-range shots on. Tempura and Miraku, the two sort of advanced players at the head of their teams. But Miraku there, he's looking over at Team 15 now. So he's stuck between two teams.
there we go. They've certainly got a look at him there, and he's out in the open. And yeah, headshot. That finishes that one off. But BIK, they've still got their hands full with at least 3, I think, from Big. We'll just have a quick check on that. Yeah. Oh no, there are 4 from the bout.
Yeah, all 4 of them still up. I think they're just so close together, a couple of them. It looks like one player. But look at Team 21, all huddled around. They've got the vehicle there. They're in the smoke. A well-timed nade could actually knock a couple of those. They're so close. But no, they now spread out. Maybe they know Big are coming in.
Yeah, Anubis certainly had a quick leak at Pika there. Going by putting some rounds in the vehicle, manages to establish a knock, takes a bit of damage for it.
Yeah, manages to get down just in time.
Fireboy now looking to come in.
Really good little bowl to protect their own vehicle as well. But we've got shots coming in from the side from Pandawick there. That was Pandawick who was actually in the building, I think with the SLR, providing some long-range cover.
Yeah, and he's actually managed to provide enough, and these guys from VIK are going to be able to rotate out because of it. That was great work from Pandawick there. Otherwise, I think the 3 boys from Big were going to be straight over the top of that hill and putting in the damage.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Holding that one player back, and they're all rotating now. Holding that player back, providing excellent support, doing exactly his job perfectly. And Danny Boy there is in the west of the next zone in the crater there.
It looks like we've got at least 3-4 teams all in this bum fight around here. We've got guys from PDX, I think we've got guys from K12.
Yep, and AG as well. Here we go. Taking shots from a few different directions here, AG. Anarchic Angels, was it? I think, sorry, AG. We've got K12 and PDX all getting involved. So again, we see we've got some forward players, but then also players up on the high ground at distance, providing the cover fire as well.
Yep, so that's the situation on the ground. We've got a forward observer from K12. We've got 4 guys PDX there.
Yeah, so they're split 2 and 2 in the buildings there. Team 9, are they rotating out? A couple of them, I think.
And looks like our scout from K12 is making his way back to the rest of his team here.
Yeah, so shots going in on AG from K12. I think a couple of Team 9 have rotated away. So phase 3, we've still got 15 teams, 49 alive. And Triple G, they're just managing. They're on the edge of the blue. They're nearly made, or at least one of them has nearly made it in. I think the other one's quite a bit further back. Team 11, Bad Boys, just rotating into zone now. So most of the teams are now actually in zone.
Okay, we're here with Cherrick. Looks like they're getting into it with the guys from CRB here. And
good defensive work through the window.
Yeah, good work from Nick there initially to get the knock, but has in fact been taken out, and that is the whole team from Cherrick taken out. And looks like the guys from CRB will continue to fight. However, they've got themselves right on the edge of circle here. There is the next circle shift. Phase number 5 of the game. And we've still got 47 players left alive, phase 5.
Yeah, and that is a huge open area. With the road to the south, the mines there. We've got the cliffs to the west. So Team 15, Team Big, holding a very good position on the cliffs there. But the rest of it on that open, flat plain across the road. I think there's a compound where Team 9 are, PDX. But that's going to be a difficult one. People are going to hover around the edge of this zone, I'd say. They're maybe not going to want to commit to the centre zone. BB Duck is just taking down the final player from Triple G there. CRB laying shots there into K12 as they rotate away, but I don't think any of them got the knock established.
So Bad Boy's looking to come in, not too far away from VIK. Bad Boy, Big, sorry, still on the high ground.
Nova have started getting into this one, and again the knocks in onto Team Big. Although Nova themselves, Solo's been knocked. So I don't think we've got anyone establishing, real high kill counts as yet. It's been sort of small skirmishes, really, between individual groups.
So the guys from Big and Nova getting into it now. Let's have a look. I think that looks like Anubis has been knocked. VIK not too far away from this one.
Yep. So one of the few hard cover compounds in the zone. Team 17 coming in for it as well here, putting the push onto Nova. Royal taken down there. AG being finished off now.
And there's our next circle, and these guys aren't too far away from it actually, so not too bad.
No, so we got Fireboy up there providing the support. Couple of players here, ready for the push.
We're getting some fire from that high ground up on the from Fireboy up on the high ground there. Danny Boy's up there with him.
Yeah, and it looks like they've got a vehicle up there as well. And look at these guys, look at that flat plane they've got to come across.
And the forward scout there from LS taking a big chunk of damage after a nade went out.
So Nova once again holding a compound. Not quite in zone this time, so everyone's going to have to rotate soon.
And Solo putting it into all the guys from 17. Definitely got a mark on their location.
Absolutely, knows exactly pretty much where they are. So
and tapping out there.
Finishing the knock. Great tap fire with the AK and the red dot. Waiting for the rest to show themselves now. But Royal, who was the big hitter from Gay 1's been taken out. One of the players from Team 17 now taken.
So we've got another knock here. Quickly thirsted up.
Yep, they see there's just 10 seconds to go till the zone shifts, so they know they can't hang around here. They're going to have to get out quickly.
And our friend from LS, last surviving member of his team, so he's going to have difficulty rotating. I'd imagine the guys from Nova are going to be on their toes here. They've got a difficult rotation. They're under the guns of Big.
Yeah, and Big. I'm wondering if the guys up on the hillside are in zone. I don't think they're quite in zone there.
And
but it's a very flat area.
Our friends from Glory there, they actually have a very good location. They're in zone, but they're taking a lot of fire. I don't think they've got a lot of cover around them, and now they've got GC rotating in behind them.
Yeah, they're just using the undulations in the ground there. That's pretty much all they've got, I think. The odd tree, maybe a rock, but I don't think there's much hard cover in this late stages.
Right. Managed to get themselves a couple of hay bales, that's about it. They're putting some rounds into Nova as Nova coming for the rotation, and Fury taking a few there.
That's good work between the hay bales, getting a great angle there. Really well protected.
And yeah, they've got very effective cover in these hay bales. Everybody knows where they are, but they're using it to good effect. Now the guys from Big who are coming down from the high ground, very difficult rotation out in the open.
Yeah, so they have the advantage with the high ground. But the difficulty is they've got to make their way down that hillside, and without 100 smokes and a few vehicles, it's very, very open ground for them. So we're down to 8 teams, 20 players. and we've got quite a few of those are knocked.
You have to say the guys from Glory here made great use of these hay bales and the cover they had from this position, but they found themselves out of zone. We're in phase 6 of the game, and it's going to start pushing in about 15 seconds.
Absolutely, they're going to have to start thinking about moving now to the next zone. Their vehicle's been destroyed. They've got a player knocked to getting the revive on, but they're going to have to start making that move into zone soon. And they've got to come the long way across as well. Starting putting the smokes out, lay a trail.
So 13, GC, the guys from GC going in for the rotation. Put a few rounds in, but I think he might manage that. He's made circle at least. Yeah, and now the blue is going to start to push, and these guys have got no choice. They've got to move. They've pre-laid out some smoke.
They're in fourth. They've got 30 odd meters to go. They've just beaten the line of the zone, but look at that. There's nothing in front of them. The odd
no cover whatsoever, and that is the problem. One of them is down. Monad takes quite a bit of damage. He's instantly straight away into a fight with Team Big and putting good rounds to effect there. We've still got, and I think that's Sonic actually out now.
I think that might be Nova taken out, so we're down to a final 4.
Beautiful nade.
Nade.
That's a kill on one, and Monad there almost taken out, and he's still not in zone here.
No, and he's hardly got any health here. He's going to have to get a med in very quickly. And we are down to our final 3. 6 players, 3 teams. Open ground. The odd, like we can see there, the odd rock. And that's it. That's all there is. Team Big, they managed to get the revive on the player.
The guys from Squad 21 here, they have the grace of a little bit of high ground, and I'm fairly certain that 999 was at the crate, but I think he's been knocked doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he has. Now, I think he might be able to get to his teammate here, just on the edge of the next zone. 10 seconds to go. And look, on the hillside, and they're being pushed by Glory.
I think he's overcut. I think a lot of people are struggling with this new mechanic.
I think actually...
Oh, no, I think he did it.
What a nade to finish the 2 players there.
I thought he overcooked that, but no.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's the only player in zone.
And now Wanted has also now put the knock on Anubis. I think nobody's really going to be up against it here, and that's it.
Yeah.
Great work from those guys from Team Glory at the end there. Fantastic nade going in. What do I know? Fantastic nade going in there. And yeah, just great zone control. Fantastic work. Even before they had to rotate out for zone between those hay bales, certainly making their presence felt with the minimum amount of cover they had available, and taking a well-deserved win there. Okay, so Glory, they take first place. That is with 9 kills. And in second place, we have Team Big. They take it with 9 kills. And in second place, we have VIK. And they take also 9 kills. So, popular number, 9 kills for the top 3. I think, let's have a look here. There was 5, wasn't there? Anubis with 5. You can see also we've got Non-Nans with 5. This is where I'm going to not be able to scroll. I really do not know what is wrong with the scrolling mechanism. This is crazy.
We're going to have to start a crowdfunder here to get Vimes a new mouse, I think.
There's nothing wrong with the mouse. It's fine. It's just when I put it on PUBG, it doesn't want to play today. Yeah, everything else, it scrolls just fine.
There we go. I've taken various screenshots. So
yeah, look. See, I'm on my screen chat now. I'm scrolling through it fine. It's a game mechanic. I don't know what's going on. Thank you very much, PUBG. As always, not at all 9 million bugs in your game. Anyway, well done to the guys from Glory there. Fantastic winning game number 2 on Miramar. We're going to take a very, very short break, and we will be back with you for a bit of post game and a bit of introduction to game 3 very shortly indeed. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back, boys and girls, and yep, some. I don't think we're actually too long. I was trying to fix this this glitch I've got, and it's definitely in the game. So, as always, thank you very much for the wonderful boys and girls of Tencent, a glitch-free and stress-free process as always. Not.
They're going to fix it once they've finished building Los Leonas.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty excited into game number 2 there on Miramar. Fantastic work from the guys from Glory there.
Absolutely brilliant. Now they had to, like everyone, the zone there, the final zone was brutal. It was across open plain, but where we saw the team VIK who got taken down by a brilliant nade from Wanted from Glory, they were up on the high ground, or the slight high ground, which could be an advantage. But what it meant was that Wanted was able to come up the side of that high ground, at the side of that slight hill. I wouldn't say undetected, but it meant that he could duck down, and they couldn't quite get an angle on him like they could on Team Big, Team 15. So that he managed to get to them and get close enough to get the nade in. He'd already established the knock on one player. But yeah, a brilliantly timed nade, and that meant that he could then take the high ground and take out Team Big, who were being pushed by zone as well. But what we also saw is a fight out in the blue, and a very costly fight for both teams.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's easy to say sitting here, but sometimes it's just impossible to rotate out of those ones. So you end up staying in a fight you don't want to stay in. But ultimately, if you know you're in that situation, I think you're just better pushing and going for broke. I really do, because even if you win the fight, you've lost players, you're in the blue, you're not going to take any further part. I just think one way or another, you've got to end it to give yourself any chance of having any position coming in at the later stages of the game. But, people play the game differently, and ultimately those guys played it their way. And I think in the end, hardly anybody got out.
Yeah, I mean, I think one maybe two players from what you'd call the winning team from that fight managed to make it out of it and got towards zone. But they were beaten up, bruised. They hardly had any health, and they didn't really get any further apart from just making it to zone. So, yes, they had a couple of kills each, those two teams, but ultimately sticking with the fight and not rotating out. Now, it would have been difficult to rotate out anyway, but like you said, you're better off making a decision and either going for it or going for the rotation and getting out of there.
Okay, so game number 3, we're on Vikendi, we're on the plane, so let's check out our flight path, Jamin. Hoo-hoo! Yes, we're well over to the west, aren't we?
Absolutely. That is a very western flight line from Milnar up to Krichas. It cuts off, probably half the map is now cut off, and we're going to see if teams are going to take a vehicle and rotate eastwards, or if they're all going to stay in the west.
Let's see if it's typically Vikendi, and basically the first circle goes around Peshkova and 3/4 of the ocean.
Well, that's the thing with Vikendi. We get some odd flight lines like this, and the first zone usually on Vikendi is an absolutely brutal one. It looks like we've got a few teams that are heading east from the flight line down in the south, so towards Volnova. We've got a couple that are hanging down in the very southwest. A couple of teams heading towards sort of Movatra Vihar area. So everyone's jumped. No one heading to Dobro. So let's see.
And now we've got
there's a couple of teams in Milnar.
We've got 2 or 3 teams here, and basically pretty much everybody overflew Vela, and then I think Team 16 went back towards it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're heading back to it, but yeah, they're going to regroup there.
I think they watched the other 3 teams overfly it and went, well, why not? There's nobody here. Let's drop in.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we're here with Glory, our winners of game number 2, and they've got elements of squad number 21 not too far away from them. That's our guys from Vixard, VIK, that we've been covering a bit in the games 1 and 2. And who else? Yep, we've got K12, the Kurds, not too far away also.
Yep, so we've got 7 and 21 who were, I think, second and third, or a third, second and third, first and third even, from our second game. I will get the numbers in the right order eventually.
That's arbitrary.
And, it's all guesswork.
It's all guesswork. So the guys from VOK, they're down on the deck. I think they got to this the landing second though. So the guys from Glory may well have got a few weapons, but they don't seem to want to push any early knocks at this point. So not a decisive advantage to getting on the ground first by the look of it.
And you've got Suleiman there.
Well,
that's just overwatch.
That's just positively boring for a Vikendi zone. That really is.
Well, there is still some water. You've got the river up by Castle going up towards the ice area as well.
So we're here with GC, and looks like these guys may well be getting into it with Bad Boys.
So yeah, some damage has come into Bad Boys there to Valentine. PDX Zero has knocked a player from CRB. Now we see GC Notnan's there. Is he separated? Oh no, he's not too separated from the rest of his team. But Rudy there from Bad Boys is quite separated.
That's our situation. Pretty benign circle so far. We've see.
Got a lot of teams who are already centre zone. Shouldn't be too much difficulty in rotating through, apart from those other teams getting in the way.
We do have a number of different squads here that are quite close to each other. So the second the damage indicator will flick. We're either going north, south, or staying here. Those seem to be the three.
So K12 getting some knocks in on Glory early on. So team 8, right in the centre zone. And actually Wanted there, who threw that brilliant final nade. A nade in the final stages of game 2 has now been taken out by a player from K12. That's some interesting,
I love this game. I just love this game. I think it's so well written. It's so well organised. They address the glitches so promptly and quickly. They have a huge amount of respect for the player base. I mean, what couldn't you love about it?
Absolutely. PDX and CRB getting it up.
Getting into
CRB rotating away.
However, one of CRB has just taken a knock from PDX.
Yeah, and they're going in for the push now as well to finish that and to finalise the knock.
And here it comes, straight around the corner. There we go. So there's the thirst.
Now, no helmet here, so they've obviously had a bit of trouble getting loot here. Whether it's because they've been pushed before they could get through their looting. And look at this, they're PDX now operating. They've got a flank here, so they've got 2 angles.
So yeah, bit of a 2-2 split going on with PDX, and you have to say these guys are just looking to establish one knock, and then you feel they're going to go in very hard and fast.
Absolutely, but what you notice is CRB here are in 2 separate buildings, so if they do get the knock and push, the other players might be able to actually hold off. We'll have to see, because whether they know they're in 2 buildings, I don't know. And of course, they're in the red zone as well. So Yano outside the building, looking in one direction. Whether he knows his players in 2 directions, we'll have to see.
And looks like one of the guys from CRB had a bit of a poke, got himself some rounds for it.
So, Zero here holding on the outside, brave in the red zone, just to get that angle.
Okay, that's the red zone over. So we'll see what happens next.
I wonder whether these players from either team are going to push this, whether they're going to try and rotate somewhere different, or whether they're just going to hold position and play a waiting game against each other. They are out of zone, so eventually they're going to have to move, and hopefully we won't see another position like we did in the Miramar game with teams fighting in the blue almost pretty much to the death.
Yeah, pretty pointless.
K12 getting into more action again. With I'm trying to see who they're fighting. So they've lost a player, but they've got 3 kills to their team so far.
I think potentially getting into it, the boys and girls from VIK and Nova, 2 teams that have featured quite heavily in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of action with these teams. So trading.
And yeah, that's a great jump shot coming over the top from Solo there. So that's the guys from VIK taken out. Fury has been knocked, but they should manage to get him up. And we know we've got the guys from K12 not too far away from this one, so they may well be getting straight back into a gunfight pretty quickly.
Yeah, I wonder if K12 are going to group up here and come in for the push.
Well, they're on the move now. So
are they going to go past, or are they going in? Yeah, it looks like they're going to go in. They're getting onto the rock there. Going to try and scope out, see where the players from Nova are, but the players from Nova are rotating out. In fact, no, not just out. They're actually getting an angle.
I think they've actually just repositioned for the fight. I don't think they're rotating out of this one, Jamie.
No, you're absolutely right. Just getting a different angle here. So K12 very close together, very congested there. Whereas Nova have got 2 different angles.
And K12 may well, but some rounds have gone in. I think that was
in fact, they've gone straight into Team Big by the looks of it, who must be further up the hill. Yes.
And in fact, yeah, they're in that compound just there, and that's the guys from Big picking the perfect opportunity to do a bit of third-party work there.
So they bided their time there, Team Big, waited till they got close enough, and then just took the players out. So
here's our situation
between Team Big and Team Nova.
So here's our situation. We've got Nova, we've got K12 stuck between the 2, and we've got Big here, Fireboy, and just off to the right here, Jamie, it looks like they've got the guys from 25, which is Anarchy.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, they're looking to join in as well. K12 Ninja there's not in a great position. He's stuck between 2 aggressive teams.
Yeah, and that was expensive push there from K12. Had the right idea, just no idea they were going to get third party from behind by Team Big there.
No, it's a real shame actually, because yeah, like you say, they had the right idea, they did the right thing, but then got taken out by a team they just didn't know was there. So
looks
like we might, comes in and
looks like we do still have a couple of guys fighting out in the blue. Very dangerous thing to do, especially on Vikendi.
Yeah, Vikendi, the zone just hurts so much compared to other maps. It really does take chunks out of you. See, Team 23, they're rotating in from the south, but those guys getting involved. And what have we got? Team 18 have pushed in on Nova. And I think they did the same on Miramar as well. And I think they might have come up second best. Yeah, so it looks like they crashed the compound and have been taken out by Nova.
And our friend here, Ninja, trying to potentially take advantage of that, but may well have done nothing more than give him exact precise location.
Yeah, he's not hiding away on his own, is he? He's putting some rounds in. So what we've got now is we've got Team Big and Nova both shooting at K12 Ninja. But I'm wondering if now they've started shooting that they've alerted the other team where they are and whether they're going to start taking chunks out of each other, and Ninja might be safe in the middle.
They're going to quickly drop down here with the guys from IR. Looks like they're getting into it with squad number 17. That's
well, Triple G have just been taken out actually by IR. 3 kills now. They've lost 2 of their own players. And approaching Team 17 have got 1 knocked player. But there is another player to their left here. I don't think they may have seen him.
Yeah, he certainly made himself known. Doing his best to cover his teammate there. Stopped an almost certain thirst. But whether or not that's going to be enough, we'll see. I think his teammate's going to bleed out anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he's not going to be able to get to his teammate there, and it was just too risky to go and try and get the revive on, and he's going to rotate out of this fight, I think, or at the very least get somewhere a bit safer that he can defend. Team 13 still well in the blue there, and they're not fighting anyone anymore because Bad Boys Team 11 have rotated away, so GC are still in the blue. So IRSGoal's been knocked down. I'm wondering if that was the player from Gen maybe getting involved in a bit of third partying, or whether it was Oxothuk. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. No smoke out, just to cover behind.
We've got a lot of separation between these teams here, which means we're going to get a very busy circles later on.
Absolutely. So we see what Nova are doing there. They're not pushing K12 Ninja, because what they've got is they've got a really good position there, overlooking the water. They can see all the way along up the coastline and across the water as well. And Team Big doing something similar because they've got a really good compound on the hillside south of Mount Kresnik. So they don't need to rotate. They're in a very strong position already, as are AG Team 25.
So here we are with Melly from IR, looking to get the push on the last surviving guy from LS. Taking a bit of a chunk out of each other there.
So Team 23, they drove past. They could have got involved in a bit of third-party action, but they just managed to rotate right the way past.
So gets in the house, puts another big chunk into Melly there.
But they're getting closer. They're within Nade and Molly range now.
And I think he managed to take out his teammate, and then there comes in the third-party work from Delta Force. So the last surviving member of LS putting plenty of hurt into IR there, and Delta Force clearing that one up.
Yeah, perfect third-party work there. Drove through, managed to rotate in, get the high ground, and then...
We've had a quick look here. There we go. There's the knock. GC Cole doing a great job there.
Yeah, Cherrick just peeking a bit too much, just getting a bit open there. I'm not sure where his teammates are. They're rotated somewhere.
And the rest of GC come crashing in. Guys from Cherrick certainly under it now.
Swaps to the Uzi. So everyone now licking their wounds, getting the revive on, getting a bit of healing.
This is all happening right on the edge of blue, though.
Absolutely. 17 seconds to go, and these guys are going to have to move. They're not far away, 100 metres.
And we've still got the guys from Delta Force not too far away from this fight.
Yeah, and here we go. Team 23 coming in for a second lot of third-party action. And we've got Jen not too far away in the compound as well. So Kano takes down gold from GC.
And the Blues start to push in. Now this is phase 4 of the game. Now they're not too far away from the circle here, but they're going to be in the middle of gunfights. Trying to get meds in, getting knocked.
Yeah, and it looks like Cherry Nix has been knocked, and this blue zone's really going to hurt, and Nix may not be able to get revived in time.
The guys from GC not messing about. They're getting out of that fight.
No, and that's a really good decision. A very difficult one. No one wants to run away from a fight.
But looks like they've come straight into... They've gone straight into Jen there, who've taken their tongue straight away, and Cherrick putting the rounds into Jen once they'd revealed their location. So Yeah, trying the right thing there, GC. Just very unfortunate. They had team number 16 gatekeeping the hell out of that one, and they sprung their trap.
Yep. Igor here in zone, not far away, but he's got team 23 to one side. He's got Jen to the other. These guys are going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to take a very difficult rotation here. It's only 20 odd meters to the edge of zone, but it's so open for them.
It's too open, and they know they've got guns pointing right at them.
So I think Jen have been able to get the revive on their teammate. D-Force. Getting some shots into Cherrick there.
These guys, of course, they have the luxury of... they're out of circle at the moment, but they are in zone.
Not quite able to confirm the knock there.
Oh,
but I think
there's a nade just in front of the tree.
So I think the blue is pushing. I think the blue might actually take these guys down because they're behind the rock there. They've got 2 players knocked, one low, very, very low on health as well.
Yeah, and even if you manage to get the res on, we're in phase 5 of the game. They're not going to stay up for very long.
No.
Okay, that's our situation. We have 34 players left, 33 players left alive. There's 32 players left alive. The blue zone, and this stuff at the end is taking its toll now. Let's quickly jump in with the guys from Delta Force. They're still in and around the same area here, actually. These guys are getting into it with CRB. And Zeus taking a lot of rounds there coming in.
Very risky going through the window with that open door. They're very open to CRB's fire.
That's some great work from the guys from CRB.
Yeah, with a great nade to I think finish off D-Force. Now they've got a minute to go, and they're only just outside zone here. They've got team 17 fairly close, but no one between them and zone. So team big, team 15, team 25, AG, and team 6, team Nova have really held strong in the zone. They haven't had to have a fight for ages, so they'll be nicely medded up. They've done as much looting as they need to do. They've probably planned what they're going to do in the next phase. They haven't had to fight their way into zone. Oh, nice! I think that sounded like a suppressed M24 then.
Yeah, and he's well out of. He's going to be pushed on in about 10 seconds, but he's doing his best.
Absolutely, doing really what a solo player can at this stage of the game, which is just try and get some damage, try and establish the odd knock, get a kill if you can for your team. They've got 6 kills for the team, and
here we are with Nova Esports. Sorry to interrupt there, mate, but they're getting right into it with squad number 22. That's solo taken out. So we're here with Sonic and Fury. Looks like they're trying to prevent the guys from CN1 from coming in.
Taking a chunk out of the player, but not quite establishing the knock.
Oh, I'm very nearly getting the knock there, Sonic, but not quite.
No, Zay on 1 HP there. Absolutely peppering Sonic here with nades and mollies.
Oh, well, I thought Sonic might have that. He pre-fired the corner, but the other guy proved just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So Fury is the only person up. He's about to get pushed on and taken up pretty remorselessly. So Cause there from CM1 doing a great job on the push there. Okay, here with CRB, they're still trying to gatekeep this guy. He was sitting out in the blue with the M24, and that's him taken care of. So we're down to 17 players. 5 teams left alive at this point. And there is our next zone, Jamie.
Yeah, so it looks like the guys from CM1, what an important push that was. Taking out Nova, their edge of zone, they've got the compound, and the new zone is straddling that road. There's not a lot of cover. We've got the odd tree and rock, as you can see, but they're going to struggle for real hard cover.
Team Big trying to establish a presence on the edge of circle, but coming in to some fire from the guys from squad 10 to 25 here. I think that's Anarchy, I think 25.
Yep. So they've been holding this compound. They haven't had to get involved in any fights while they've done it.
But there's some third-party work coming from TipTop CM1 just across the road there. So Big have got a fight to their right, a fight to their left. Now we've got Team 16 rotating in late past 25.
And we've got Team 5 out, not quite made their rotation into zone just yet. So we've got Jen with the push here on AG Team 25, but they're also having to fight Team 5, fighting on two flanks here.
So team number 5 still struggling to come in. We've got all this action at the top of this high ground here.
Yep. So we've got Big, Jen 16, AG 25. Even though they're fighting each other, they're also stopping Team 5 from getting into zone as well.
So Jen taking some casualties. Guys from Big also taking casualties. Nobody's looking great at this moment in time. Big getting a couple of knocks on established though. That's one on 25 down, one on 16 down.
AG and Jen both taking knocks from each other and from Big.
However, the Blues pushing and Big have to move with it. They've got to move and they've got to move into these squads. They've got pre-laid smoke, but it's starting to hurt. So that is Fireboy knocked.
Great position here.
Fireboy knocked. Danny Boy is in the blue. He's got to move. And he's right in front of the guns of TipTop here if they come over the top of that road.
So TipTop CM1 Team 22 in a great position there.
They've
holding zone.
They've got an absolutely perfect location here. A little bit of cover on the reverse slope of this road. They're on circle with phase 8 of the game.
Yep, Team 5 have managed to rotate in as well. At least one player onto the edge of zone. These guys are fighting big at the moment. We've got 2 players from Team 5 coming into the left-hand side of Team 22. Still got 5 teams. But look how congested this final zone's getting. We've got a couple of teams out of zone, and we've got 2 teams in zone, one in the compound, one behind a couple of rocks.
You have to say, TipTop have got the location at the moment.
They've also got the numbers. They've got 3 still going now. AG and Big have still got to rotate in. They're quite a way out of zone. Danny Boy's taking down Big down to our final 3. We've got CRB, CN1 and Big. But Danny Boy, I think, is going to bleed out. There he goes. So down to our final 2.
You have to say, the guys from CM1 TipTop here, they seem to have great control over this circle. They've got the prime location here. They've got the numbers.
And
that's interesting. Deciding to break the hard cover in an attempt to get some rounds in.
And look at that. They're separating out. They're going out on the flanks. They're making it as wide as possible, getting the angle. But one of the players is taken down. So we've now got a 2v1.
So this is the last surviving member of Team 5. Well, it's not last member of Team 5 on his feet. Doing his best to put the rounds in. Taking plenty of damage back from Zay there. It's going to come down to... Zay's going to come round for the push here one way or another. This is ending pretty soon.
Yeah. Uzi against M4.
There we go.
And Uzi wins.
Zay does the business there, and that's a great win from the guys from CN1 TipTop. Great position at the end there, and great final push to take the win. So TipTop, CN1 take it in game number 3 on Bukendi. They take it with 13 kills. In second place, we have the guys from CRB. They take 4 kills. And in third place, we have Team Big, featured quite well in all 3 games so far. They take 5 kills. Actually, not 2, 4. I think 2 players from TipTop there with 4 kills. Cause and another player. Let's have a look. We've got a player from Gen also with 4. Player from LS with 4. Let's have a look. Nothing else with 4.
Nope.
and my ability to throw my thing at this stupid application. There we go. Yeah, we're just going to go with that.
Can you just scroll up a little bit just to the next, if you can, if you're able to, just between 12 to 16, if you can.
This is getting stupid. I say it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the mouse. I unplugged it. I tested it on other applications. It works fine. It's just when it's in when it's in our lovely friends at PUBG who make such a flawless game. Okay, boys and girls, that was great work from TipTop in game number 3. They're taking the win. We're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back with you for our final game, game number 4, in just a few moments. Bye for now. Okay, we're back and we should be going into game number 4 very soon. Just a quick note though, TipTop certainly controlled that last compound incredibly well there, Jamie. Very smart play at the end there.
Absolutely, really good late zone control. They took the fight to Nova. They took over the, a difficult team, and that when they took that compound, they did it really strongly, and it was really important because they held that until the final zone.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the zone helped them. They were still in that compound in phase 8 of the game, but ultimately they used their position well. They knew that they were up against at least teams on 2 flanks. They managed to spread themselves out, and ultimately, when they needed a push, they did.
Absolutely, and they did it. They held it. They controlled the zone, and when they didn't have to push in the end, but they did. They threw the smokes out, and they took the fight to CRB. They didn't just wait in the compound, and that made the difference. And in the end, coming around with that Uzi against the M4, despite the fact he managed to get a heal in, that made the difference.
Yep, fantastic work. So we're on Sarnock for game number 4. I think we'll be there reasonably soon. I think we've got 1 or 2 late arrivals coming in. And generally we have quite exciting games on Sarnock for TipTop.
Yeah, I mean, the first 3 games have been brilliant. Even Miramar, which, as you know, is my favourite to play, but it can be slow to stream because of the tactical side and the number of rotations you have to do. But all 3 games have been pretty exciting so far. So hopefully that will continue into Sandhawk, and everyone's going to land in boot camp and have one big fight.
That would be fun to stream. I can't see it happening though.
No. And in fact, what we see is like...
actually, that'd be a nightmare to stream because people would be in buildings everywhere. You wouldn't be able to do anything, would you?
You would pretty much just have to have the God view.
Yeah.
And just looking down on everything and just watching the numbers running around. But what we do find actually on Sandhawk with scrims at this level is you don't usually get many teams, if any, jump Paradise, and you get 1 or 2 jump boot camp. A lot of teams tend to go to the likes of Painan. We usually get a couple, depending on the flight line, we'll go with the risk and go to the Northwest Island or to the compounds near the bridges of Northwest Island.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Just in case.
I've noticed a few people don't mind dropping on the outskirts of Paradise, sort of hedging their bets, and then they tend to sort of loot up in one of the quieter compounds outside. And if they don't hear gunfire, they go through and take advantage of the fact there's no one there. I've noticed a few teams do that. Not a bad call.
No, absolutely not. Especially in scrims, you want to get your placement points. These guys, they're good enough. They all know at this level, they all know they're good. They don't have to hot drop boot camp to prove it. Now, some of them will drop boot camp because that's their drop location, and they won't shy away from a fight. But this isn't about proving a point in the early, the first 2 minutes of the game.
So I think we're not too far away from going in. In fact, we're in.
Looks like we've lost a few players because we've got 71 players by the looks of it. So I'd imagine there's a few with just 3 players.
Oh, it's driving me crazy.
Oh, 73 now. So yeah, just loading in. So a few seconds before the off. And it'd be interesting to see what the flight line. We've had a couple of interesting flight lines, especially that one on Vikendi. And here we go.
So here we are on the plane, and interesting flight line. We go from Kampong straight across to overflying ruins just to the north of Tambang here. So no point discussing watching range. Pretty much most things are. Interestingly, though, we are quite a long way from Paradise. You can still make boot camp from here. It'd be interesting to see how many people do a fast drop into Painan, Jamie.
Absolutely, and we usually get a couple of teams, and we've seen it in the last few scrims. We get 2 teams jumping Painan and taking a riverbank each, but it looks like no one's going to Painan. And look at that, there's a big gaggle of teams heading up towards Paradise. We've got a couple heading up towards boot camp, and we've got team 9 and 11 that are heading up to the compound on the cliff top there to the east of the bridge, to the east of Hartin. Yeah, we've got a few teams heading in towards Camp Alpha and the Northwest Island. It is a gamble. We'll have to see where the first zone breaks. And look at that. No one around Painan. Everyone's just disappeared from that zone.
And notice Team Big landed just what we were discussing before the game. They've landed right at the outskirts of Paradise. Nobody about, so they're now going to head in.
No, Nova gone with the split players. We've got a few around Tambang, and we've got a few up at Hartin as well.
So we are here with the guys from LT, squad number 19. That's Los Tiesos. My apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. And
looks like we've got some early action already with Glory getting into it with LS. I didn't see where they landed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're just going to have to cover me
Nova
for a second.
and Vic. Yeah, no worries. So Glory get into with Nova, LS, and Nova and VIK. Now we've seen them. They seem to have very, very similar drop locations. I don't know where they dropped. I think they may have been sort of centre zone. Maybe I don't think they went to boot camp. But they've been fighting each other all night across all 4 games. IR getting into it with Gen. So a couple of knocks established on the Gen players. And in fact, IR taking out Caps and Ibiza. In fact, I think they might have woke the squad there.
Yeah, sorry about the delay there, guys. That's going to be worrying. Okay, I literally...
LT Rip here got the... yeah, go on, sorry.
I think we disconnected from YouTube. I'm hoping that hasn't cancelled the stream. It's still running, but we'll see in about 4 minutes.
Okay.
Had nothing but game glitches tonight. It's been a real pain.
Right, so shots coming in from Team 19 onto the players over in Team 22 there. In fact, are they? Or are they? I think they might have someone else in their sights. So they've got Glory, Team 7, and also, no, it looks like Team 22.
Well, they've got a split. They've got a split player off, and they're coming under it from 2 different teams. I'm just going to check up in boot camp because it looks like we've got guys from GC
and Team 10 from Envy. And as you said, I just noticed on the mini-map there that Team Big did exactly what you said. They landed on the outskirts of Paradise and then moved their way into Paradise. So flanker there, going up the head. Nova again getting into it with VIK. I'm trying to see where they are. Oh, there they are. Just south of Barn there. So these 2 teams have been going at it all night. So Sonic's been knocked. I think the Nova team have taken down a couple from VIK already. VIK getting a bit of revenge there, getting the knock on.
Yeah, VIK have actually lost 3 players, so it's just 999 who's up. And, yeah, just having a look at where the Nova players are, but potentially looking to rotate away from this one, but taking some fire as he does so.
I thought he might have been far enough away that he got away with that one, but no, they knew exactly where he was.
Managing to put a couple of rounds back at solo, though.
Yeah, just letting them know they're not going to have it all their own way.
And then I think we're going to go hard cover. Yep.
Still looking to take a fight. That's what we love to see. Not just running away, not just retreating to live another day. He's actually going for just to see if he can see anyone, get a few shots in.
Oof, but they certainly guessed what he was going to do there, poking over the top of that rock.
Yeah, that is difficult with the M762 there. It's a great weapon, but not so good, quite so good at range.
Not so good at that range.
No, not for a spray. It's okay for a bit of tap firing.
Yeah, and he should be looking to rotate out of that one. Taking some rounds on the way out, but...
Just trying to live another day, really, and yeah, take the fight another time.
Oh, well, we'll see. Is he going to rotate out? Is he going to head into that compound? Right, we'll just check the rest of our map. Okay, well, looks like we've got some action down the south, so we'll break off from this and head down. This is the guys from Anarchy.
So what we also see is a fairly southern zone. So the teams that have gambled on the Northwest Island are going to have to rotate away from that. Who have we got? So we got, Team 25. Is that Team 19? Are they close, or is that just definitely
And
close.
Squeak takes some rounds there, but managing to establish a not great gunplay.
Brilliant. Dropping and getting the shots in. Still got Rip at the very top of the hill, though. I think in the sniper tower, and we saw in a previous scrim. If you play this right, you can do a brilliant job from here.
Rip doesn't have a helmet, unfortunately, so not an ideal situation to be popping over the top of this.
No, definitely not. I think maybe that's why Rip could have gone slightly earlier, but didn't, and that's why having to be a little more defensive.
Right, looking to get the res on his teammate there. Good play. But I think our friends from 25 may well be looking to come into this.
Yep, so that's another knock established now, and they're going to push this. So
Squeak getting some hard cover, going to get the meds in. No, he's got a knock player in front of him, so doesn't have to rush out. We'll probably now look to establish the thirst.
Or not. There we go. Eventually.
Round and round the trees.
Obviously, doesn't know where the rest of the team are. So Mary's been revived, so we've got Rip and Mary up there. So these guys pushing
and that was great work from Mary there.
But in return, Mary been taken out.
So Anarchy Scar is the only member of this team up at this moment in time. 3 dead teammates.
So they've gone from pushing to having to rotate out. Although actually we've got getting the revive on down the hill here. I wonder if no, and we've all done that.
Yeah.
The is it the Joker death crate? I think it's called, or the clown. I'm not sure which one it's called.
Takes up a great position in the observation tower here, getting some rounds in to Rip here.
Yeah.
Mary's managed to get some meds in.
But I think
Mary has been knocked again.
Getting involved.
Yep, 7, a third partying this one. Rip is nearly out.
And I think been taken out, actually.
Yep, so Anarchy, Scar, who was in a pretty bad situation there, pretty much saved by the guys from squad number 7.
I doubt he's going to hang around to thank them, though. He's going to get out of there, rotate into zone and get somewhere a bit safer. Or actually, he's heading slightly out of zone. So look at that. We've got all congested around centre zone here. So we've got Nova, Big, IR and Vic and Team 5. I can't remember what they're... Is that GC? No, it's not GC, is it?
Okay, so we're here with Team Big. I'm fairly certain. I'm just... Sorry if I'm a little quiet at the moment, guys. I'm asking Jamie to do the live share of it. I'm just worried that we disconnected from YouTube for a split second, and I was worried that we'd lost the stream. But I'm just checking back on YouTube, and
it's still there.
It's still there. So, yep. So here we are with Team Big, and they've got CRB teams from squad number 5 not too far away. We've also got the boys and girls from Nova not too far away, and IR not too far away. So we've got plenty of players around in and around this quarry area.
Yeah, it seems to be the usual suspects from tonight's game. We've got Nova, VIK. I think Vic have just been taken out by Nova. They have. They've been finished off. So we've got Big, Nova, IR. All these guys are featured heavily tonight.
And here we are with Anubis from Big, looking to get a better angle on the guys from Nova here. This could be quite a good gunfight if these two go at it.
Yeah, especially when we got CRB, we've got PDX in the vicinity as well. And I think I saw Team 18 as well. We're fairly close.
So Anubis potentially want to have a look at Nova there, but I think probably got the instructions to get back to his team because the other 2 members of Big have got a full squad of CRB not too far away from them.
Yeah, and Fireboy's taken some damage as well. So, yeah.
Danny Boy not really got a lot of choice at the moment, just going to try and hold it quiet, wait for the rest of his team. However, there's third-party action coming on here.
Yep, so we've got Team 11 Bad Boys coming in. Is it them that's coming in with the third party? Certainly one of the players from CRB has taken a lot of damage here.
Valentine from Bad Boys. So here we are with B2 Knight, and they're getting right into it now with the guys from CRB. B2 Knight coming from around the rock. Goes round again, but gets dropped. We're here with Duck. He's a little bit away from this fight, heading up towards his teammates here. We've also got elements of PDX on his right.
So they all need as many as they can here for the fight.
Yeah, PDX now coming into this fight. Great work by Rudy there to get the knock on Zero. Also putting the rounds towards Flicks there. All four Bad Boys guys on their feet and putting in the rounds. They're fighting two different squads simultaneously here.
Valentine putting some more shots in with the QBU there. Up on and he takes them down.
Beautifully disciplined tap fire with the QBU there. The guys from Bad Boys now starting to come together.
They're coming in on PDX. They've also got 15 in front of them.
Guys from PDX
coming in.
Potentially regretting that one. They're trying to put a bit of distance away from this one. But what incredible work from Bad Boys. They're taking on two squads simultaneously and still holding their ground.
Absolutely. So they've got 4 kills now, and they've taken down PDX Hero to finish off that squad. No, sorry. No, it was finished off a knock.
Now the guys from Big also getting involved.
2 knocks there onto the Bad Boys team. Nova hearing the shots, coming in to join the party. So, maybe there were 2 players knocked. I think Big have also got 2 players knocked at least.
Yep.
So Fireboy and Danny Boy both knocked, and these guys are a little bit separated actually. So I think these two are actually making a bit of a break for it because they're all out of zone.
We're back here with our friends from Bad Boys. They've managed to establish knocks on 2 of the players from Big, and basically the other 2 players have got out of there.
Yep, so they don't know who's
that may well be a strategic decision actually, because Big are featured in the top 3 or 4 very consistently in the first 3 games. They may well be looking for overall placement points here.
Absolutely, yeah. So they've decided that, as you say, it's better to at least have 2 of their players escape this battle and live to fight another day. Especially, as I say, because the zone's coming in now, they're all going to start being pushed, and then they wouldn't have been able to fight Bad Boys and the zone. Nova holding the compound there.
So Nova holding the compound. We've got Big. Have now been reduced down to a duo. Last surviving member of PDX still well out in the blue. Anubis from Big there, clearing up the last surviving member of K12. And here we are with our friends from Nova, winners of game number 1, holding this compound just outside Quarry. We're down to 27 players left alive, 9 teams still contesting, and it's only phase 3 of the game. Been pretty brutal passage of play.
Absolutely. Nova with 8 kills, and look at that. They've taken a building each. They're pretty much each facing a different direction, holding that building.
And here we are with Cherrick now. They know they've got Big just outside this blue line that are waiting to push in here. And looks like
they've also got Teammate as well, who are coming in as well. Their Teammate aren't rotating into zone.
Looks like Cherish took a knock, but managed to at least get the knock on Anubis. So there's only one big player out there. We've got at least 3 from K12. There's 4 from squad number 8. That's K12.
Yeah, and they're coming in behind Cherrick here. So these guys are all going to be reviving their teammates, but Teammate there are going to come in and try and third party. They're certainly, if they're not going to come in for the third party, they're certainly going to try and gatekeep these teams. So K12, they managed to withstand the knock and get the players revived.
So these guys, basically, they've got an overlook on this one.
Yep, so there's the 2 teams. So, Cherrick have taken down Team Big, They've taken a knock for their trouble, and these guys are now pushing.
Very aggressive push from the duo from squad number 12. Squad number 8, sorry, K12. Lots of pre-fire going in, and this is going to be straight into the blue, round the corner and clear this up.
Yeah, Cherry already.
There we go, jump shot, beautiful. Jump shot into the blue and clears that one up. All 4 members of this team up and running still. 4 kills established. We're down to 23 players left alive and 7 teams contesting, but they're now coming under some fire as they come in for the rotation.
Yeah, coming to fire. I don't know if it's Glory or CM1 who are putting the shots in.
I'd imagine they got a bit of both.
I was just going to say that was really efficient from Ben there. He went in, he took the kill, and he didn't hang around for looting. He just gets straight back out of the blue.
Let's check out our friends from Glory here. They've got some high ground, but they're taking some damage. They're putting a bit of hurt into the guys from Nova.
And unusually there's a vehicle there. Something you don't see every day on Sandhook.
Vehicle rotation on Sarlok yet.
But he's trying to get over to his knocked teammate. So he'll use the vehicle as a bit of protection, or he'll run his teammate over.
And
yeah, he's going to blow.
That is the Dodge Charger bullet magnet. Available in stores, ladies and gentlemen.
One careful owner.
One careful owner, slightly damaged bodywork.
Yeah. So we're down to our final 7 teams, 20 alive, although quite a few of them are already knocked. So
Okay,
that's going to drop quickly.
We're here with the guys from TipTop. Now they've got 2 players knocked. These are our winners from game number 3. They get right into it with the Code Squad here.
Yeah, so they've got players all around them from different teams. They've got Team 8, which is K12, and Team 23.
You need to get inside the building, not by the door, not by the door.
Vimes is getting very nervous there as he puts the revive on right in an open door.
I just expected rounds to come through the door there. But what do I know? These guys play it better than I do. But great thirst there.
So great teamwork as well.
The guys from TipTop still managing to keep themselves as a 4 at the moment. They do have 1 knocked. Let's check out how Claus is doing. Let's have a look at Zay. I think he was the kill, got the final kill in game number 3. Having a quick look at the guys from Delta Force rotating in.
K12 up on the hill, just watching this go on. Third party where they can, but Mason manages to rotate round. These guys are now out of zone.
Yeah, they've got a difficult rotation up this hill.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. I don't know if they've got enough smokes.
And it's even worse because they can follow the line of rocks, but they know they've got a player behind them to their right. This is going to be a real pest for them.
Yep, so I think it's a solo player as well from Team 23.
Yeah.
Acting as a bit of a spoiler here, just stopping them from openly just going up the hill. But the player from Team 23 is going to have to make that rotation himself as well.
And we've got the guys from Nova here also having a great game. Now, they're not too far away from the guys from Bad Boys. And Nova, interestingly, doing what we saw them do so well in game 1. Taking wide positions, controlling a lot of space in this small zone. We are still only phase 5 of the game, but they're controlling a lot of ground here.
Absolutely, yeah, and they've got a lovely wide spread there. They're in a disciplined line. All the rest are shooting each other up on the top of the hill, and they're going to have to rotate down. And we see that the tech zone breaks.
And going for the blind spray into the grass there, that's cost him a bit. One of the guys from K12 trying to get the res on his teammates. That's Ben.
Yeah, I don't know who it was that knocked Lowen there.
Getting some third-party work for flank as well. So outside of zone, 2 dead teammates, 1 knocked. This is looking pretty bad for our friend from squad number 8 here.
Yep, I think Azeri there is
and I think
going, but another rotation with the vehicle here.
Manages to get the knock on 1. Ultimately, though, taken out by Suleiman there. But these guys have got to rotate. They have absolutely got to rotate. Nova Esports still fighting it out with Bad Boys trying to come into edge of zone. We're down to 10 players left alive, 5 teams.
Yeah, cooking the nade here to land on top of Bad Boys.
And our friend
doesn't quite connect.
So
down to 3 teams now.
Yeah, and these
Bad
guys...
Boys, PDX and Nova.
And PDX is the only one really in the zone.
And he's been taken out. So Fury there taking out the last player from PDX. So all these players on the same side of zone are all going to have to try and rotate in now. But Nova Fury, look at that. On his own on the top of the hill. And I think the only player really in zone. So I would say Nova are controlling this really well. We've got a 4v2.
Yep, we've got Bad Boys Night. He's the closest to this flag. He's doing it desperately, trying to get inside this blue. Nade takes a chunk out of him there. Just doesn't want to get up on his feet. Can't risk it.
Look at that. They've got 3 there, Nova, and they've got the 1 player up on the hill, just being an absolute spoiler here, stopping these guys from rotating, stopping them from peeking. And here comes the spread and the push. Ten seconds to go till the zone shifts.
Yeah.
And all of Nova are in zone now. They are absolutely controlling this.
They managed to rotate back. They know that they've got perfect gatekeeping position on Bad Boys here. No real options for Bad Boys here. And I think he's accepted his lot. He just wants to get one of them. And there we go. Absolutely incredible zone control there from Nova. Really did play that well. Gave Bad Boys absolutely no chance to get in to the final zone there. And yeah, actually very similar to the performance we saw them give in game number 1. Just absolutely brilliant control of the final few phases of play. So Nova Esports, they take it with 15 kills. In second place, we have Bad Boys, again, another team that featured a lot this evening. They have second place with 8 kills. PDX managed to take third with just the 1 kill for those guys. Let's have a look. We have 5 kills for Fury. We've got 5 kills for Suleiman from Glory there as well. I am going to...
I don't mean to laugh. If I was sat next to you, I wouldn't laugh. But
this is, yeah, it's just... I just drive me crazy. It's just driving me crazy. Going to YouTube, it scrolls. Going to any other application, it scrolls. PUBG won't scroll.
There we go. Oh, look, he's found the scroll bar now.
And, okay, so we were looking for 5 kills. We had it for Suleiman there. Just having a quick look down. And I don't think we're going to get any more than 5. That's 2 players, I think. Nope. So Suleiman and our friend Fury from Team Nova taking top fragger in game number 4. Nova Esports taking the win, their second win of the evening. Fantastic play from those guys. Real pleasure to watch them control the zones the way they did in both games 1 and 2. Just fantastic stuff at the end there. We noticed, what was it, about phase 6, Jammy? These guys spread out in the line and they just had it.
Absolutely. They held the compound. They were looking in each direction. They were controlling that one compound, each in a different building or each looking in their own direction, making sure they controlled it. And then we saw they had 3 together for the push, and they had 1 up on top of the hill controlling and getting the overlook and just making sure no one could sneak round the side. Brilliant, disciplined, coordinated zone control.
Yeah, absolutely great. So I'm very similar to actually the tactics they used in the final few phases of playing game 1.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they got the opportunity with the hard work they put in to get there. But once they were there, we saw it's obviously something they've practiced. They do very well. They control the zone, and they work as a very, very effective team.
Yeah, it's fantastic stuff. So I think this evening we had win for Nova Esports in game 1. Game 2, I think, was Glory, wasn't it? With a fantastic performance from those guys on Miramar. Game 3, we had the guys from TipTop. Nice to see our hosts win a game. Really well played final zone on Vikendi. And Nova Esports get a second dinner for the evening with, again, great final zone play on Sarnock. So some fantastic games there. Really did enjoy, for the most part, apart from the mechanics, streaming and casting those ones. Just like to say thank you to all the people who've watched the stream live and made comments in the stream chat. We really do appreciate that. Thank you all so much indeed. Thank you to our boys and girls, a fantastic team at TipTop Esports. As always, a very well run, very slick operated event, which we all enjoy taking part in. So thank you very much to the boys and wonderful girls at TipTop. I'd also like to thank another boy and or wonderful girl, my good friend DH Jammy. Thank you for that, mate. Well, I was nice to you at the beginning, mate. I've got to get one in. You know I've got to get one in.
It took a long time. You caught me with the sucker punch.
I'm sorry.
Right at the end.
I know. What can I do? Load you into a false sense of security, mate. I mean, I've just learned from Nova. Yeah, let them come, wallop. There we go. You see? That's how it's done. So it's done, mate.
Absolute pleasure, mate. I really, really enjoyed it. Some brilliant play to comment on. And, really good to watch these guys do what they do best.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great pleasure to stream for you guys. Okay, boys and girls, thank you all very much indeed for another successful evening of TipTop EU Open Scrims from DH Jammy and myself. I'm Vimes177 Gaming. As always, good hunting and bye for now.